The bird ran past the first spring, and the young hunter chose pride over warning. Weary ran after the emu. Hot wind scraped his throat, and the smell of salt drifted inland from the coast. Ahead, the bird staggered through dry grass with his spear lodged high in its side. Behind him, his uncle shouted his name once, then no more. That silence pressed harder than the heat. In Kurna country, old people did not waste breath on a warning twice. Weary knew the rule of the dry months. Leave the emu alone when the springs sink low and the earth cracks at the edges. Yet the stone knife at his belt had made him bold. His grandfather had passed it down at dawn, wrapping it in kangaroo skin dark with age. The blade held a gray shine like storm light on rock. Old Marapi had touched Weary's wrist and said, "This knife belongs to Tjirbruke before it belongs to you. It cuts meat, wood, and pride. Use it with listening." Weary had bowed, but his chest had filled with heat. He had tracked wallaby since boyhood. He could read bent grass, fresh dung, and broken bark faster than many older men. When he saw the emu at the edge of the spinifex that same afternoon, broad-backed and careless, he thought only of his aim. Now the bird crossed the first sacred spring and did not fall. Weary stopped on the white crust at its edge. The water below looked low and thick, and flies clung to the damp stones. The emu turned its long neck, fixed one bright eye on him, and ran on as if it wanted him to follow. Weary gripped the stone knife. The elders said Tjirbruke wept springs into this coast when grief walked with him. If that was true, why had the knife come to Weary on the same day as this broken rule? He stepped over the spring and kept chasing. The first spring runs bitter. The emu led him south along the line of the coast, where the land lifted and broke into limestone shelves. It did not run like a dying thing. It kept a steady pace, leaving dark drops on stone and sand. Each mark pulled Weary onward. One spilled bowl told the hunter what no one needed to say. By sunset he reached the second spring. Women from a nearby camp stood there with kulamans in their hands, waiting to fill them. When they saw the blood on the emu's trail, their faces changed. No one shouted. One woman only tipped her bowl and let the little water inside spill back into the earth. That small sound struck Weary harder than a blow. Her child stood beside her, lips dry and split, watching the water vanish into the dust. The child did not cry. He only rubbed his tongue against his teeth and stared at Weary's spear. Weary lowered his eyes and moved on. The emu had crossed the spring, and old law said blood should not touch those waters in the hungry months. He told himself the wound was light. He told himself he would finish the bird quickly and return before night deepened. The country narrowed between sea and stone. Moonlight laid a pale skin over the dunes. Weary found the emu's prints near a